Ever wonder how small Amazon sellers blast through the $100,000 barrier fast? Well, I'm about to show you because while I've worked with some of the biggest brands on the platform, my favorite wins come from helping Amazon beginners and sellers just like you. Sellers who start at zero and grow to sell like this and this and this. So today, I'm handing over the exact blueprint that they use to grow $100,000 in sales fast on Amazon. And the good news is you don't need tons of cash or a genius level IQ to succeed on Amazon. But while most new sellers focus on getting the right product, top 5% sellers focus on getting the right perception. And anyone can follow these 5 high impact moves and win, because breaking $100,000 isn't about spending, it's about strategy. But if you're thinking, hey Sean, I've tried all this stuff, but I'm still stuck in Amazon quicksand, you're not alone. That's why I built the Amazon Bottleneck Decoder. It's a free 2-minute tool that pinpoints your exact growth stage where you are right now and shows you what's holding back your sales. No tech, no hoop, just clarity. To get it, just write "stuck" in the comments and I'll send it out to you personally. But let me tell you the brutal truth that most Amazon sellers learn too late. On Amazon, money follows attention. And that's why your Amazon main image isn't just a picture. It's the single most attention-grabbing asset you've got. Listen, Amazon shoppers are scrolling through Amazon at breakneck speeds, and they're making snap decisions in milliseconds. So if your main image doesn't instantly grab attention, your product might as well be invisible. That's the core of the eye magnet strategy. Think of your main image like the cover of those magazines in the grocery store checkout lane. Some covers pull you in with headlines so juicy, you kind of forget your cart's full of ice cream. The same on Amazon. Curiosity gets the clicks, and more clicks translate directly into more eyeballs on your listing and more dollars hitting your bank account. It's really that simple. Look, attention is the new shelf space. So here's where the $0 to $100,000 magic comes in. Don't be precious about your main images. Nope, get a bunch of options and then A/B test them. Yeah, it's fast, it's simple, but it's also shockingly powerful. But you don't need to guess because data doesn't lie, and some moves are better than others. But don't worry, I got you. In Module 5 of my Pro Seller Academy, I'll give you my stack process and all the underground moves you need. It's free, no strings. I'll just leave a link in the pinned comment. Use those hacks to whip up some potions and then run real quick and effective tests by rotating 2 or 3 different versions of your main image and see which version the shoppers naturally gravitate towards. Amazon's Manage Experiments tool makes this stupidly easy right now. In fact, last week we ran an experiment with just one image tweak and it doubled click-through rate overnight. Now let me say that again, it doubled overnight. No price changes, no new ads, just a better attention-grabbing main image. And don't underestimate this. On Amazon, money follows attention, and attention begins with your main image. But what if I told you there's one single thing that 90% of Amazon sellers completely overlook? And it doesn't matter how many clicks you get, because if you miss this, you'll still wake up to 0 sales. Why? Because shoppers don't just buy products, they buy transformations. Transformations away from fear and away from frustration towards confidence, simplicity, and hope. And we've got the data to prove it. In this heat map study of my clients' best performing listings, shoppers didn't just click based on specs. They hovered, they lingered, and they bought based on how the listing made them feel. So what separated the losers from the winners? Not clever features, not flashy graphics, but mini stories. Stories that tap into real emotions. Stories that paint a picture of life after the purchase and make the buyer say, that's exactly what I need. And the best way to do this is with the Hook 'em High strategy, where we hook them with the transformation right at the start, at the top of your listing, at the beginning of your image stack, in that first bullet. And let's be crystal clear, your product's title image, that second image in your stack, isn't just a showcase. It's your first chance to tell an emotional story. And that first bullet point isn't just a product description. It's the opening of a story that your customers desperately want to hear. So instead of saying something boring like stainless steel barbecue tongs, use powerful emotional hooks like never drop expensive steaks again. Can you feel the difference? The first description simply informed. The second one triggers an immediate emotional response, plus relief and excitement for the barbecue enthusiast. And that's exactly what the Ecom Optimization Heat Map study showed us, because after tracking thousands of real shopper sessions, we know where the eye goes. And it's not random. They're magnetically drawn to emotion-packed images and copy that tells a compelling story. Not specs, not features, feelings. Every time we analyze a top converting listing, the data says the exact same things. Transformations sell. So before you write a single bullet or design your next image, ask yourself, what fear is my product removing? Or what excitement or relief am I delivering? What transformation does my product unlock? Because your customer doesn't want a product, they want a better life. Now let me show you how to build that into your listing step by step. But first, if you like this video, click that like button and also share in the comments what your biggest Amazon challenge is right now. I personally respond to my comments and I might just make a video featuring yours in the future, just like I did with this next one, because by now you've grabbed their attention with a killer main image and emotionally charged hooks. Now it's time to convert that attention into real sales. And this next step does the heavy lifting for you. It's called the Conversion Supercharger Strategy. And after analyzing thousands of shopper sessions, our team at Ecom Optimization found that 63% of Amazon sales happen inside your image stack. That's the moment when shoppers stop scrolling and start deciding. If your images aren't doing the heavy lifting, you're leaking conversions. But here's the problem. Most sellers go with clean, bright, white background images because they think it looks professional or they think it somehow fits in with Amazon. But on Amazon's sterile, white layout, those images just vanish into the background. Heat maps reveal the truth. Look where eyes are drawn. So, step one, add dark background images that pop. Just one dark background image in your stack can catch a shopper's attention, especially against that all-white Amazon background. Pro tip, if you only place one dark image in your stack, place it second in your stack. And here's why. After clicking, shoppers experience a brief moment of doubt. Did I click the right product? Is this for me? This is where that title image comes in. So step two, use that title image to confirm their choice. A title image should just restate your emotional hook and reinforce your main benefit and give your shopper a quick wave of confidence that they landed on the right listing. For example, the title image on a liquid chalk listing might say liquid chalk and hits the benefit of no choking on clouds of chalk dust. And we do this because heat map data shows us that shoppers are drawn to text inside of images. See that? Especially benefit-driven, emotionally resonant phrases like these. So, step three, strategically place wording on all images. Each image in your stack should address a pain point or lift up a desire. Include 1 to 2 words or phrases that stir emotional trust. Avoid fluff or clutter. A bonus, use bold headlines and brief supporting copy. Think an emotional billboard. But be careful here, because you're not just showcasing product features, you're guiding the shopper on a mini journey. So you want that image to tease, to create desire and curiosity. Your second image introduces the emotional tension. It shows a hint of transformation, just enough to make the shopper want to learn more. And then you want some images to affirm, to build trust and belief. So your third, fourth, and fifth images deliver proof. Use testimonials, visual comparison charts, and in-use shots to show that transformation and overcome doubts. But finally, you need an image that does a knockout. You're going to close that sale with confidence. So your final images should enforce the transformation and squash any final objections. These include identity overlays, the setup visuals, or what's in the box layouts. That's why we need this next step, step 4, to tell a micro story in each image. The goal is that each image should move them emotionally closer to the add to cart button, like we did for Frank, who launched with 0 traction, but when we used this image storytelling system, his sales went from 0 and hit 20K in just 6 weeks. Sales spiked, his conversion rate nearly doubled, and the inventory just couldn't keep up. It's just proof that visuals that tell a story don't just look better, they sell better. Okay, and let me guess, your listing looks good, it looks stunning, but it still isn't converting. Well, here's why. You're using weak emotions. The truth is, even the most beautiful listings can feel risky to buyers, but there's one move that's almost magical when it comes to your $0 to $100,000 journey. Because here's the deal, most sellers never try to connect emotionally. And even when they do, they use the same 6 core feelings that we all learned in 5th grade. Happy, sad, fear, anger, surprise, and disgust. Great for Pixar, but terrible for Amazon conversions. Because the truth is, those emotions are too basic to drive virality, especially on Amazon. So if you want your listing to hit, you've got to go deeper. Take a look at this. Don't just say your product removes fear. Show how it crushes rejection and exclusion. Example, no more awkward side eyes at the gym. Our breathable waistband actually stays put, so you're not stuck tugging or adjusting. In fact, fans tell us they're no longer trying to fit in thanks to gear that performs without calling attention to your insecurities. Likewise, don't just lean on anger. Tap into humiliation or violation. Example, you shouldn't have to feel violated just to stay groomed. Our Glide Blade system floats above your skin. No jams, no burns, no shameful aftermath. And instead of vague sadness, aim for embarrassment or loneliness. Here's an example. Pet parents who used to hide their couch under a blanket say our pet covers ended the embarrassment of pee stains, hairballs, and awkward guest visits, giving them clean, confident homes again. These are the kind of motions that turn browsers into buyers. They stab shoppers in the feelings and pull them straight through your listing to that add to cart button. So how do you do this? Well, a great tool is feelingswheel.com. Just start at the center. That's your core emotions, but you don't want to stay there. You want to work your way outward until you find the real pain, the real hope, the real transformation. Then bake that into your Amazon copy, into your Amazon image design, into your A+ content, and yes, even into your title. Because when your listing mirrors how shoppers truly feel and offers a way out, they don't just click, they buy. But I have a lot of sellers right now in my Pro Sellers community, and right now, something that I see tripping up a lot of beginners is the final layer of trust that often seals the sale. And that's where the magic 30 comes in. Because let me say, something magical happens when you hit 30 reviews. It's like a trust switch flips in the shopper's brain. Shoppers go from skeptical to confident, and sales often follow in a big way. But how do you get to that magic number? Well, you take the fast track. And look, Amazon hands out the option for 30 early reviews, so take it. If you're already enrolled in Brand Registry, the Vine program is your golden ticket. If you're not enrolled in Brand Registry, go the old-fashioned route with friends and family and seeding reviews ethically within terms of service, of course. The point here is the faster you cross that 30 review mark, the faster you unlock trust and momentum. Look, even one review can start to turn the tide, but the acceleration really begins around review 25 and then takes off at review 30. This is a pattern that I've watched play out over and over hundreds of times. In fact, it was a huge reason for John's Botanical launch that hit the #1 new release badge with a speedy $30,000 in initial sales by crossing that magic 30 reviews number. It's not just social proof, it's magic fuel. But here's the difficult truth. Most Amazon sellers never implement strategies like these because they seem too overwhelming. But I've fixed all this. In this video, I give you a clear step-by-step walkthrough that shows you exactly how to build high converting listings and to get traffic without blowing your ad budgets and to stack profits like a pro, even if you're brand new. Check out that video right there. It's built to guide you layer by layer through every move you need to go from zero to momentum without the stress, confusion, or guesswork. Tap that video and I'll show you how easy it all can be.